Nigeria's national anthem cuts across different generations. Clearly, some may find it very difficult to easily memorize the verses, but could the benefits of the reintroduction of the 1960 national anthem be more of a concern? Tonight, Babajide Ogunsanwo, founder of Leadership by Data, and of course Channels Television's data analyst, is here to tell us more about this new national anthem and what, I don't know. Babajide, it's good to have you on the News at 10.
And the pleasure is all mine.
All right, so let's begin with this. I mean, is there any fair way to even measure the quality of a country's national anthem?
That's a big one. There are different ways to measure the quality of the national anthem. It's quite difficult, but there are three things that we should also look at when we're talking about measuring the quality of the national anthem. The first is to ask ourselves how many Nigerians can sing the new national anthem. The second will be to ask ourselves, how does the government want to measure patriotism? We know there are easier ways to measure the cost of living, to measure the size of the economy, but how does the government want to measure patriotism? Perhaps we should start with the first one, which is how many Nigerians can sing the national anthem? And we should not forget that when the old national anthem, now old, was started about 1978, how many Nigerians did we have? National Population Commission talks about 70 million Nigerians. Now we're about 230 million Nigerians. And in simple terms, 75% of Nigerians who are living today have only lived in a Nigeria where the only national anthem they've heard is Arise, O Compatriots. You heard me right. 75% of Nigerians today have only listened or lived in a country where the national anthem was Arise, O Compatriots. Well, the second question is, how do we want to measure patriotism? Is it by the nationality of the individual that wrote the lyrics? And that made me do some studies, which is across the West African region where Nigeria is, how many and what is the state of their national anthems? And if we take a look at what exactly is going on across West Africa's 17 countries, here's what you notice. Across all of West Africa, there are only 3 countries with national anthems whose lyrics were written by non-citizens. I'm talking about Gambia, the Republic of Niger, and Nigeria. These are the only 3 countries in West Africa that have their national anthem lyrics written by non-citizens. In simple terms, most of West African countries have their national anthems written in lyrics by their citizens. But then, just one more thing. We also have to ask ourselves the question, do we want a national anthem that Nigerians will sing from their mouths? Or do we want a national anthem that Nigerians will sing from their hearts?
Now, which brings me to my next question. I mean, taking a look at those of people who know the old national anthem of 1960, when you compare it to the new one or to the one of the 1978, are there major differences?
In terms of context, no significant major differences. In terms of the word count, the national anthem that we have today is about 91 words. The Arise, O Compatriots was about 87 words. So in terms of length, about the same. In terms of keywords, in both anthems, you will find unity mentioned, you find love, you find peace, exactly. You find truth, you find justice. Yes, we're a very religious nation. In both national anthems, you find the mention of God. So perhaps the major difference will be, it could be political. We see that some believe that the national anthem that was used since independence perhaps evokes some sense of pride. But if it's in terms of the overall structure of both national anthems, all we notice is they carry about the same structure and about the same level of words.
But is it too early to determine how fast Nigerians are learning it? I mean, some have said, they're not interested in learning it.
You know, that's a big question, Anne. We also need to ask ourselves that, will it be illegal if the national anthem is sung in Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa? Will it make it a crime? But one of the ways to measure how easy will it be for Nigerians to recite this national anthem is to look at a proxy. And by a proxy, I'm talking about one way to know is to look at how many Nigerians, especially the youths, are literate in English language. And UNICEF provides us that answer in its report on education last year. And if we take a look at what exactly UNICEF talks about the state of education when it comes to literacy, especially literacy across ethnicities, here are the facts from UNICEF. They say literacy across youths between age 15 to 24, 33%. That number is low across the Fulani ethnicity. Kanuri, 49%. Hausa, 55%. We see bigger literacy numbers in southern Nigeria. Yoruba, Ibibio, Igbo. So clearly we need to understand that, yes, we have a new national anthem. However, we have to be careful that this does not fast become a southern Nigerian national anthem, because we clearly see that the English literacy rates across the northern region is quite low.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, Fajide Ogunso. You want to say?
Yes, I wanted to tell you that in the final analysis, yes, we have a new national anthem, but the anthem people are asking the government to change is the people's anthem. And what is the people's anthem? In Yoruba, they say, being power, we are hungry. In Igbo, they say, agunagu anyi, we are hungry.
Okay.
In Hausa, they say, munaji nyunwa, we are hungry.
Right. Thank
so
you
we need a
much.
change of the people's anthem.
All right. Babajide Ogunso, founder of Leadership by Data and Channels Television's data analyst. Thanks a lot for your time on News at 10.
The pleasure is all mine.